guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Katrina and this is my recent reads. I will be talking about books 31 through 35 of the books that I've read so far this year. Today's recent reads I will be talking about Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs, City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, The Throne of Fire by Rick Riordan, The Serpent Shadow by Rick Riordan, and finally The Lost Hero, also by Rick Riordan. Lots of Rick Riordan books. I'm actually filming this a little late. So 3 of the 5 books that I read for this recent reads, I actually read during the Slay That Series 2.0 readathon, and I'm really excited that I got to read these 3 books. I kind of want to count 4 books towards that, but I'll talk about that later. I didn't really get to finish the 4th one, but I was so close to finishing it. But I did complete 3 books during that readathon, and I'll get to that when I get to those books. Alright, so the first 2 books aren't part of the readathon, but I'm going to go ahead and start them off. So book 31 is Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs. This is the 3rd and final book of the Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children series. I'm going to start off with saying I really did enjoy the entire series. I actually enjoyed Library of Souls more than I did the second book. I'm pretty sure so Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, the first book, is my favorite out of the series. Then this is probably going to be a close second. But in general, 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. This just got really exciting because recently the trailer for the first book came out, and that just made me really excited all over again for the series in general, even though I finished this a couple weeks ago actually. I'm usually not a fan of final books of series. Usually they kind of disappoint me. But I think this did a pretty good job. It's hard to talk about last books in series because you don't want to ruin the first book for people who have not even read any of it. If you haven't picked up the series, I do recommend it. Just keep in mind, I keep saying this every time I bring up the series, if you're looking for something like super creepy and like almost horror-ish, because that's what you think the book is about, it's not. It's more supernatural. Definitely more supernatural, less horror, but regardless, I enjoyed the book. Next up, I have City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This is the 2nd book in the Mortal Instruments series. I really enjoyed this book actually. I think it's because the first book I didn't enjoy it as much. I think because like I said previously, I saw the movie first and then I read the book, and that kind of messes with my perception of things. That being said, I went into this not knowing what anything would be about. I enjoyed the pacing a lot more in this book than the first book, is one of the things I liked about this book. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, but it is leaning more towards the 4.5 or even less than that. The reason being, okay, I do like the series so far. I do like the Mortal Instruments so far. But I can't get over, this might be a spoiler for the first book if you guys haven't seen it, I can't get over the incesty feeling. I know that they are, in the book you could tell they're leaning towards maybe it's not an incesty kind of thing, but they don't know that. The characters don't know that. They think they're siblings. And that is just really, really gross. I have a brother. Ugh, okay. This is just getting to a weird place. That really bothered me throughout this whole book. And I'm really, really hoping that we find out that they're not siblings or something like that. That being said, those 2 characters, they think they're siblings. That's really gross. I don't know. I'm trying not to let that, like, ruin the whole story for me. Like I said, I do really enjoy the book. I still gave it 5 out of 5 stars. But I'm hoping as the series goes on that we can stray away from that. Please. After I finish the Heroes of Olympus series, I'm going to dive back into the Mortal Instruments series. Oh god, I just really hope that the incest stops. There's like all these really good things I could say about this book, but the whole incest thing, I'm serious. How many times can I say incest in a video? It really affects how I see, or how I read the book, how I feel about the characters. And if I feel weird about the characters, it's hard to enjoy the book as much. I'm rambling. Anyways. So the next 3 books were part of the Slay That Series readathon. I did complete them in the week, I believe it was March 13th through 20th. Talk about these 2 books together. I completed the Kane Chronicles. I read the Red Pyramid years and years and years ago. That's like a lot of years. I don't even know when those books came out. But I finished the Red Pyramid a while ago. Never picked up the next books even though I owned them. So I took advantage of the readathon. I finished Throne of Fire and The Serpent Shadow. I really enjoyed these books. I had to remember that they are like a middle grade kind of book. That's why the language was like that. But the book is all about like Egyptian mythology, Egyptian gods, and I don't know much about Egyptian mythology, so that was really fun to read into it, and it was a fun series. It follows 2 siblings, Sadie and Carter Kane, and the book was fun because it's It's kind of like a audio, it's meant to be an audio recording, and then it was Rick Riordan, whoever is like transcribing it. So you're reading it like they're talking to you, and I'm always a fan of books like that because it really feels like they are talking to you. It's like any other Rick Riordan book. They're really fast paced, they're really funny, and they're really light since they are meant for a younger group. I enjoyed that. It helps with the flow of things. It's not like super dense or anything like that, and that is probably why I'm such a fan of Rick Riordan books. I could just kind of pick them up and just really enjoy them for what they are. I gave both of these, I think, 4 out of 5 stars. I can't remember why I didn't give them 5 stars. This is what happens when you read too many books in a week. If you're not familiar with Egyptian mythology, even if you are, I would definitely recommend the King Chronicles. Seriously, I don't think there's books that I don't give 4 or 5 stars. One day I'm going to be more critical about how I rate things. Obviously, that's not today. The 5th book that I will be talking about, and the 3rd book that I finished for the Slay That Series readathon, is The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan, which is the 1st book in the Heroes of Olympus series. Seriously don't know what took me so long to pick this book up. I can't even remember what year I finished the whole Percy Jackson series, and I knew that these books were out during that time, and for some reason I just didn't pick them up. And I really regret it because I had so much fun reading this book. It gave me nostalgia about the Percy Jackson series because going into it I had no idea that it was like, even though it's a spin-off, I didn't know it was still going to include a bunch of the characters. It made me nostalgic of the series, and even though I couldn't remember a lot of details, Rick Riordan weaves them throughout the story, and I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I love this book. I am in love with Greek mythology, and I don't know that much about Roman mythology, but this has been making it a lot of fun, making all the connections between Greek and Roman mythology, and I just love that there's still some of the same characters, especially going on in the series since I already started some of the other books. But like, look at this thing. I thought I'd be able to finish this series in the Slay That Series readathon, and I only finished this one because this thing is like Percy Jackson on steroids. Like, this is the Lightning Thief, and this is the Lost Hero. I don't know how Rick Riordan writes so many books in, like, every year he comes out with 1 to 2 books. Anyways, 5 out of 5, I felt like I flew through this book. Lost Hero is centered around 3 characters, Jason, Piper, and Leo, and they all have their own point of views. 3 characters obviously aren't from the Percy Jackson series, so we're learning about new characters. I don't think you have to read the Percy Jackson series if you're interested in starting this. I would highly recommend it though. Scratch that. Read the Percy Jackson series before you read the series if you haven't. For my recent reads, I'm really sad. I started The Son of Neptune during Slay That series, and I only had like 100 pages left. But I had a Quidditch tournament on Sunday, and I was gone all day, and by the time I got home, I just could not read that last 100 pages. But that was my Slay That Series readathon wrap-up and my recent reads. I hope you guys enjoyed my rambling, because that's pretty much what these end up being, especially because I give everything 4 out of 5 stars, or 5 out of 5 stars. Hopefully I won't be so lazy about recording, and I can get my next recent reads up a lot sooner, because I'm already 2 or 3 books into that one. So please like the video, comment down below, let me know what you guys are reading, or if you did the Slay That Series readathon, let me know what books you read, or let me know if you filmed a wrap-up video. I'd love to watch it. Thanks again for watching. Please like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.